What if I told you that the way most of us exercise is, well, fundamentally wrong? Seriously, what if chasing that fitness ideal, the one that looks like an elite athlete, is actually hurting our long-term health? Okay, let's get into it, because we're about to flip the script on everything you thought you knew about working out. We're going to put your body's physiology first. So let's just kick things off with this one big question. Fitness or health first? I know, we tend to think they're the same thing, right? But what if I told you they can actually be in a tug of war with each other? This one idea, it's going to be the key to unlocking everything else we talk about today. Okay, so here's the problem in a nutshell. We look at these incredible athletes, right? The marathon runners, the power lifters, and we just assume that's the gold standard for health. But here's the thing. Training for peak performance is a completely different game than training to be healthy for the rest of your life. Those extreme, specialized bodies, they often come with a hidden price tag, a real physiological cost. So if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's something called the decathlon principle. Think about it. Instead of being an absolute master of just one thing, the goal is to be really, really good at a whole bunch of things. A generalist. And this idea, it applies perfectly to our health. And this table just lays it all out, crystal clear. On one side, you've got the specialist athlete. They're all about these extreme, laser-focused adaptations for a super short competitive window. And like we said, that can have some serious costs. But then you look at the other side, the generalist, our decathlete. This is all about building a balanced, sustainable system, something that's designed to keep you going strong for decades. I mean, for long-term health, there's no contest, right? The decathlete model wins hands down. Okay, so how do we actually build that kind of decathlete health? Well, it all starts with a pretty surprising fact. Your heart, it's not the only pump in your body. Not even close. Think of it more like the CEO of this huge integrated network. We're talking about the entire distributed circulatory system. And here's the whole team right here. You've got the usual suspects, the heart, arteries, capillaries, and veins. We all learned about those in biology class. But look at the last two. These are the game changers, the muscle pumps and the respiratory pump. These are your body's hidden partners, and when we ignore them, well, all that pressure lands squarely on the heart. This is pretty amazing. Think about it. Every single time you contract a muscle, doesn't matter which one, it literally squeezes the veins running through it and helps push blood back up to your heart. It's why your calves are sometimes called the second heart. So your entire muscular system, yeah, it's a huge, critical part of your circulation. And it doesn't stop there. The exact same idea applies to your breathing. Just the simple act of taking a breath, using your diaphragm, creates this pressure change in your chest that literally sucks blood back toward the heart. And think about it. This happens, 12, 20 times a minute? It's this quiet, powerful assistant just working away for you 24/7 without you even having to think about it. Okay, so this brings us to probably the single most important point of this whole thing, the difference between healthy effort and harmful strain. And get this, it has almost nothing to do with how heavy the weight is. It's all about your breathing. If you're breathing in a coordinated way while you work, that's healthy effort. But the second you hold your breath and bear down, bam, you create these crazy internal pressure spikes, and that is strain. All right, so now that we know what to look for, let's talk about the real-world risks. We're going to uncover 3 super common, hidden ways we put our entire circulatory system under this dangerous strain. And most of the time, we don't even have a clue we're doing it. And here's the one thing that connects all 3 of these risks, the big danger. They all do the same thing. They shut down those amazing helper pumps we just learned about. They basically isolate the heart, leaving it to do all the work by itself against this massive, unnecessary resistance. First up, we have mechanical strain. This is exactly what we were just talking about, the breath holding. I mean, we've all done it, right? You go to lift a heavy box and you make that sound and hold your breath. That is mechanical strain. You've just switched off your respiratory pump and created a giant pressure wave for your heart to slam into. Okay, next up is temporal strain. And I guarantee you felt this. You know when you jump into a workout, go way too hard, way too soon, and you just feel awful? Like breathless, dizzy, maybe even a little sick to your stomach? That is temporal strain. You basically asked your body for 100% output before your whole support network of pumps was even awake and working together. You forced your heart to go it alone. And last but not least, there's cessation strain. This is the danger of stopping too suddenly. So picture this. You finish a really hard run and you just stop. Plop down on a bench.
The problem is your muscle pumps instantly turn off. All that blood starts to pool in your legs, and your heart, which is still beating like crazy, suddenly isn't getting enough blood back. This is exactly why a proper cool down isn't just a suggestion, it's absolutely crucial.
Now, this quote, this really makes it all click. Think about that second wind you feel during a workout. You're about 10, maybe 15 minutes in, struggling a bit, and then suddenly everything just feels easier, smoother. Well, that's not just in your head. It's a real, actual physiological event happening inside your body. That second wind, that feeling, is your body finally achieving something called circulatory readiness. It's that magic moment when your heart, all your muscle pumps, and your breathing finally get in sync and start working together as a perfectly coordinated team. And the most important thing to remember here is you can't rush it. It takes a solid 10 to 20 minutes of gentle, continuous movement to get to that point. So, with all this new info, how do we actually train smarter? Well, it really just boils down to 4 simple, clear principles. 4 ways to work with your body's amazing design instead of constantly fighting against it. All right, here they are, the new rules for a smarter workout. Number 1, prioritize system integration. That just means give your body that crucial 10 to 20 minute warm-up to achieve circulatory readiness before you ramp up the intensity. Number 2, emphasize continuous movement. We want to keep those muscle pumps working, so think varied whole body motion. Number 3, and this one is the big one, it's non-negotiable, mandate coordinated breathing. Remember, if you're holding your breath, you're creating strain, simple as that. And finally, number 4, promote gradual transitions. An active cooldown is your best friend. It prevents that dangerous cessation strain by letting your system power down smoothly. It's a really simple but honestly a game-changing framework. And that brings us right back to where we started, with a question I want you to really think about. Look at your own fitness routine. Based on everything we've just talked about, are you training like a specialist, maybe chasing performance at a hidden cost to your body? Or are you building that balanced, sustainable, lifelong health, like a decathlete?